Hey, what up? It's me, ya boy. And I gotta say, I got like 2.5, maybe 3 episodes into this, and I was already starting to fall behind the amount of nonsense that this woman puts out. It's just a constant stream of just, what are you even saying? And I was almost tempted not to talk about it this week because her behavior and the stuff she's been saying in the past like 2 weeks or so has been nonstop, basically attempting to profit off of somebody's death. And that's horrible. It's just horrible. It's just bad, and it's just gross. And I'm not here for it. I don't like it. I don't really want to talk about it, but I don't feel like it's okay to not talk about how bad this is. Because I don't want to just ignore it, because then what am I am just like complacent in whatever thing she's doing, and I'm not about that life. I'm not about that. So I'm going to bite the bullet on this one and say, okay, let's talk about some of the awful things she's been saying. We can touch base on the fact that she's been spelling people's names wrong, and things like that, but I wanted to sort of point out a couple of things. Her pin tweet is about missing persons posters. Okay. On any other page, I would say, oh, well, that's kind of you. But on her page, it's just a smokescreen. In my humble opinion, allegedly. And like, oh god, according to the source, there are no reports of missing people in the area. A source in North Carolina said there have been a lot of FBI cars and Park Service employees. The FBI requested personal items of Brian's to assist with them with DNA matching. Shocking audio. Brian's mom calls the cops on Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like, funeral home prepares for the memorial. Body cam footage. Jesus. Like, why? Why? How many? I can only imagine that the FBI, with the amount that KJ talks to the FBI, or reports to the FBI, or is getting information from the FBI, she's got to be on a first name basis, right? Who's in charge of the FBI right now? Who is that? Hold on, I gotta find out. Current person in charge of the FBI. Who is this? Chris, this guy? Who you? Who this? This guy. So I can only assume that this Chris guy and KJ are like, what, high school sweethearts or some shit at this point? Like, is that, like, you must be on a first name basis by this point. Hey, he was a lawyer. I mean, KJ's got a lot of lawsuits going on. Maybe her FBI buddy can help her out. Like, come on. Is Fox News trying to turn Gabby's death into a reality show? Maybe, but so are you. So who are you to judge? Dog bounty hunter reveals hottest area authorities need to search. Okay, so they did an interview and they're covering the story. And, like, I can't. Garbage humans are attracted to other garbage humans. Really, Katie? I think I would agree with that. Does anybody know what the bounty is? Dog the Bounty Hunter? I'm surprised she's not, like, putting hashtag Dog the Bounty Hunter or, like, using it as a tag. Because, like, clearly she's not... I'm just asking questions. I'm definitely covering this with the kind of grace that somebody should cover somebody who's died when there's an ongoing investigation. Oh, if you hear that crunching noise, that's just Puck, by the way. He's got his ball. He's having a grand old time. Right, Puck? Yes. He's a good boy. I can't. Dog the Bounty Hunter tracked down somebody named Andrew in Mexico. Hey, are you still talking to Kyle? Do you want to send Dog the Bounty Hunter his way? Oh, good. Cult homeschooling. Like, how far back do I need to go to get to before her trying to profit off of this poor woman's death? This person has been catching, this dead woman's best friend forever name has been catching heat on social media because of posts that occurred shortly after her murder. Really? And you and your behavior and your stands are certainly not going to influence that at all and be problematic in any way, shape, or form, right? Like, what are you doing? Rewatching her video on YouTube, I realized something. Maybe the reason the video contained so much old footage of videos from other trips was because she had so little footage of their trip. When it was raining, she was alone in the tent. Katie has learned nothing. With the amount of lawsuits that have gone her way from Steve, who she said she countersued by the, she said she sent her countersuit, by the way. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get far enough with how much this woman tweets today to even get to that. But she countersued. And I cannot wait until all of that, like, her suit and, like, his suit and the countersuit go public so I can read through them, because that's what I'm really interested in, because that's going to be actually, like, right now we're just commenting on how, yes, Katie is awful. Yes. And what else is new? But it's kind of like when I was watching John Oliver when Trump first got elected, and he said, please don't get used to this as if it's normal. This is not normal. And this is what it's like, right? Like, I'm so used to KJ's behavior over the past, like, two and a half years or so since I was made aware of her existence, that when she called me a hacker, that I was like, you get used to it. You get desensitized to, like, how awful what she's doing actually is, and how, like, she just goes from doing one awful thing to the next awful thing, and you're like, oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see that coming. And it's like, oh god, no, why? Any person from, like, the outside looking in on this is like, is this woman, like, what? But when you've been following it, you kind of get that you lose the shock value of what she's actually doing. And this is why I don't want to talk about this situation. I don't follow the Duggars. I don't follow most of these, like, true crime type things. But I trying to keep an eye on what Katie's doing and where she's, like, big boop bopping around with her big brain is it's horrific. And so, like, how much effort and, like, work would I have to do to actually counteract every single thing that she gets wrong? Because if I know Katie, and considering, I guarantee you that she's not gotten the facts of this case right. Guaranteed. There's no way, right? So if she's gotten this wrong the same way she's gotten, like, pretty well everything else wrong, from Steve to Todd Chrisley to whoever else is suing her, to Kyle, to the Non Sequitur show, to probably Jilly Juice. Like, at this point, it seems to me that there should be maybe a retrospective to see and review what Katie had said about Jilly Juice. Because Jillian was, like, her first sort of big break thing that she got on the internet. And that's because the only reason she got that was because Jeff Holiday was covering it. And Jeff Holiday did a good job. Jeff Holiday isn't a shit. Jeff Holiday's a decent bloke. And so, like, he was on the Dr. Phil show, which is one of the things that KJ cries about. Oh, I wasn't on Dr. Phil. I did get a call from Dr. Phil. Whatever the fuck she's saying this week. I can understand the entertainment value of following, like, or watching documentaries and videos about cold cases. I get that. But if you're watching them and they've been syndicated, or you're following something because you're following, like, the story of what's going on, because you either find it valuable or you find it entertaining or interesting or thought-provoking, because that's another thing, is people find it, they're getting entertainment out of it, but they're not getting, like, a sick, twisted kind of entertainment out of other people suffering. They want to know about what's going on, and they get invested. And being invested as somebody who cares is a huge, whole different beast than somebody who's like, let me take advantage of this for money. And it's like, you can't tell me that KJ cares about this story. And it's not just that she doesn't get some, like, I'm a detective, oh, look at me go, people listen to me, thrill out of it. And it's like, what are you doing? City attorneys think police thinks police officers in Moab? What? Thinks? Oh no. Are people actually misconstruing somebody can be missing and a fugitive at the same time? Like, is this something that people are actually getting wrong? Okay. Victim shaming is gross. It's never the victim's fault. Really, Katie? Wasn't Katie the one talking about how some child who was abused was a brat and was not at fault? Wasn't that a thing that happened? I'm pretty sure that was a thing that happened. Yeah, Bumblebee makes a good point, especially when she can't even bother to get Gabby's name correct in the spelling. Yeah, she cares. She cares a lot. When we teach girls how not to be abused, we assume that a victim can control what an abuser chooses to do. We do? That's the thing we do? I didn't realize that was a thing we did. We can teach our daughters to identify red flags, but a man will abuse if they want to abuse. We must teach our sons not to abuse, period. Yes, that was a girl named Sophie. Thank you, Chad. Yes. Oh, God. Okay. Katie, your behavior is abusive. Your behavior is abusive. Do I need to say it again? Do I need to put the little clappy emojis like you did for this Brian guy? Your behavior is abusive. Look at what you're doing. This is from September 24th. You are non-stop tweeting about this story. You are getting her name wrong. You are getting facts wrong. You are making the situation worse. This is an ongoing process. You are shit at reporting. Remember when you read out while your husband was sitting right beside you, and she said, "Oh, they're talking about me being a reporter," and he said, "You don't tell people that, do you?" And you were just like, "Yeah." You're full of shit. Dear Lord, has Katie ever? Does anybody in the chat know? Actually, chat, please, if you know if this is the case. Has Katie ever once listed out how she verifies a source? Not with by saying who the source is. I mean by explaining how she gets her information. Because I do recall one time she was explaining how she had trolls working with her, and I remember her saying that she trolled through Kiwi Farms to get information. Is there a Kiwi Farms entry for Gabby? Was there a Kiwi Farms entry for Sophia? It's so pointless to get upset about anything that Katie does ever. It's such a waste. It's such a waste of time. It's such a waste of energy. But I still think it's valuable to have these conversations as much as they're exhausting. Because it's just exhausting. It's horrible. What are you doing? Can you imagine what conclusions you might come to about this case if you were only following Katie's coverage of it? What are you doing? If you are really worried about your son, you would not be speaking through an attorney. Why? You would be searching for your son. What? Pleading for help from the public, showing concern is not lawyering up and meeting with a lawyer ahead of an arrest warrant being issued. What are you talking about? Hey, Katie, if you cared about your reputation, you wouldn't be lawyering up. You'd be reaching out and trying to contact people and correcting your mistakes. Lawyering up and meeting with a lawyer ahead of time means you don't really care. You're not really worried. Jesus Christ. This gives me a headache. If you were really worried about your son, Katie, you're a mommy blogger. Katie, if you were really worried about your son, you wouldn't be lawyering up and spending all this money. If you were really worried about your son, you wouldn't be talking about him on the internet. If you were really worried about your son, you don't like that? You don't want people to talk about your kid? Oh, you don't want people to talk about your parenting? Oh, you think that's inappropriate? Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, it totally doesn't. Why would somebody concerned about their child ever get a lawyer when there are legal matters at hand? Well, clearly they don't care about their kid. Are you, hello? Did I just step into the goddamn Twilight Zone? What are you doing? What are you... Showing concern for your son isn't lawyering up. Yes, you need to not just, like, don't get a lawyer, parents of this person that's currently on, like, missing and allegedly a fugitive. I'm saying allegedly because I'm going off of what Katie said, and you can't trust a shit for that. So, if this guy is on the run, like her friend Kyle, or if this guy is missing and isn't showing up for a warrant, like her friend Kyle, you know, her buddy, he decided never to show up to court. That guy, he, you been talking to him? You still friends? I don't know. Are you? You tell me. I don't know. I don't know your life. I don't assume. I mean, I probably know more about your life than I ever wanted to know because, you know, this. But hey, you know. Why would you not want the public involved in helping find this guy that you're saying is a criminal? Why would you not want the parents to assist the police and have lawyers to protect themselves in a case? Why are you shaming them and saying that they're not real parents? Are you the type of person that's like, oh, hey, listen, you should be turning your son in if you really cared about him? And then if they did turn themselves in, you'd say, oh my God, why would what kind of parent would ever turn in their own child? Like, or... God. Low-key love how the neighbors are showing them how they feel. Gabby lived with them for over a year. They discarded her like trash. The neighbors? The neighbors did that? Did she live with the neighbors? I'm so confused. Hi, Puck. How you doing? Nice little tail waggy. Get out of here. Or do you want to give me the ball? Neither? Okay, that's what I thought. You just want butt scratches? Come here. Yeah. I need to take Puck breaks reading this garbage because it's just disgusting. And I need to look at my cute dog. Yes. You make me feel better? Are you an emotional support doggo? Yes. You gonna give me the... No. Alright. Fine. I don't get to have the ball. I see how it is. Arrest warrant issue. How come you didn't care when your friend had an arrest warrant issued? It wasn't the neighbors. Fox reported a woman drove 60 miles to be there to post those pictures. Really? Oh my God. So Katie is throwing the neighbors under the bus for something that they didn't do and accusing them of shit that has nothing to do with them whatsoever. Well, they're also in a time of turmoil because this is all going on at their neighbor's house. God, what a bitch. I will trust random account in the chat before I will trust anything on this Twitter thread. I'm not gonna lie. I'll have to double check that later, but oh my goodness, really? No. Why do you do this? I'm pretty sure if the FBI believed the story that Brian killed himself at the reserve, they wouldn't take out an arrest warrant. Oh God, this is the legal process. It doesn't matter what anybody believes in the FBI, no matter what they think as individuals. Okay, all right. The FBI is an entity. It is a legal entity. There are individuals that make up the FBI as the entity. So an individual in the FBI could have a belief, right? But the entity needs to follow its due process. So the answer is you have no fucking idea about what the evidence is, because you don't know shit ever about anything. Why would it has nothing to do with that? That's not how it works. Why am I Canadian and have a better understanding about how the FBI functions than somebody who lives in America? Like, you'd think with how much she talks to them and how much she's reporting with them, she would understand that there are processes that need to take place to verify anything. The warrant has nothing to do. It's all just part of the investigation. They have to, because they don't know. My brain. A family source said that Brian left his house without his wallet or phone last week, but he had his backpack, so technically, does he need his wallet? ? If he's going on the run, ditching the phone is smart. Why would you need a wallet with your money in it when you have a backpack? What? What? Adria said also the FBI is not going to disclose that much of what they know to the public. Correct. It's almost like it's an ongoing. Hey, have you guys ever seen the movie Speed? And they have trouble dealing with what's going on because the perpetrator is on the phone and is watching them on the news feed. So they create a loop for the news to put out to make this guy not realize what they're doing so he doesn't blow up the bus. Yeah, the concept of the police and the FBI not giving out information about what they know about where somebody they're looking for is pretty commonplace and kind of makes a lot of sense. Why would the FBI give out any information about what they do or do not know about a person they're looking for? You don't want that person to get a hold of that information, because if they do, they can avoid you easier. It's on, yeah, right, correct, Adria. It's ongoing. This is an ongoing investigation. I can't. This is too dumb. You know, in my other videos about keeping up with KJ, I was kind of giving her the benefit of the doubt. I was kind of being like, okay, so no, I see how you could have read this, or I can understand how you're doing this, and maybe you should do this instead of this, and it'd help you out. But I can't do that in this episode. It was funny. It was a good time when we were all laughing about how we all got this stupid letter from her lawyer, who is, I'm sure, nothing but like way out of his league and overwhelmed. That poor guy. That poor guy did not realize the cesspool he was jumping in when that woman was like, come into the pool, the water's fine. Cannonball. I can't, this isn't fun. This isn't okay. This is like not only stupid, but also horrible. Also horrible. Remember when we all went, ha ha ha, let's make parody songs about KJ being dumb, and like, we all got these stupid letters, ah ha 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 ha. RNGD Gaming. I'm not a dumb fuck, Katie Joy Paulson 2020. Yes, please, go to the court and explain to them why you are not in fact a dumb fuck. So there's... God. Please stop sharing this photo. This is not this guy. Source. Citation. 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 You should. This is the type of thing. If you're trying to be helpful and being like, "Hey, though this information is incorrect," cite the correct information and cite how you know this is wrong, so that way people can verify it independently. That would be a good idea. That would be a good idea. That's the kind of thing that you should put a citation on. For the love of God, aren't you a professional? Don't you say you're a professional? If you're trying to be helpful. God, if listen, if the FBI needs your fucking help, they'll ask. If the family needs help, you'll shame them for it. Nobody's gonna ask you. God damn. I feel like I don't trust when Katie Joy uses words like fugitive. Considering she gets mixed up feeling uncomfortable and being harassed, like she gets that shit confused, I feel like I don't trust her when she uses legal terminology. I'm like, is he though? Is that what that makes him? I don't know. Happened on federal property at a national park. Oh no, no, Katie, please, no, don't go down that route, please. Oh God, photos were taken about, I don't care, I can't with this. Reward for information. Just retweeting other people's stuff for a little bit. I mean, I don't really take that much issue with that if you're trying to, like, just get information out. What? Wait, so she, like, this happened and she just started retweeting anybody who was ever missing? Oh, God. I really hope something like this doesn't put Katie onto like a kick where she starts just looking into a bunch of people's missing persons things and like calling the families as if she's like a real reporter being like, no, I'm gonna put information out about you and your family so that way the I can let all the people on the internet know who will help you find your kids. Oh, she would. She is the type. I really hope that does not happen. Like how slimy it was when we found out that Kyle's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend Ben, not the one he slapped around, not that one. Well, not the one in that video, I guess, but the other one, the one beforehand, was talking, like, she just slid into that guy's DMs like a little fucking wormy, snaky-ass bitch. Ugh. Blech. Gross. 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 We had Ben on if you want to hear about that. It's like the bombshell episode that he was on for Judgment Call. And Nikki's over here, yet KJ has not shared any posters for Summer Wells. Are you suggesting that Katie is inconsistent and is just grifting to whatever one she thinks is going to make her the most money? Is that what you're suggesting? Because, I mean, come on. Why would his parents be charged? Look at how far this has to go. Like, look at this. This is the only time there is a tweet that doesn't have this tag in it is when it's the Duggars. Have you noticed yet? Have you guys noticed that? It's just every single tweet until it's the Duggars has this tag in it. License plate of this Mustang. Boom, boom. What, Katie? Are you suggesting you don't change people? You don't trust people's stories when it's changed multiple times? Really? You don't? Ugh. Self-burn for 1,000, Alex? Last night I crawled into bed and hugged my son oh, that's right, because she still sleeps with her son. I thought about Gabby's family never getting to hold her again. I thought about how her parents lost their baby and still don't know what happened. That's a pain no parent should ever face. Does that apply to Brian's parents? I'm just asking if, like, that pain of parenthood only applies one way, or if that applies across the board. Maybe that's an unfair question. I don't know. On Dr. Phil, Joseph stated that he's not allowed to talk to Brian or be anywhere near him. Is there a no contact order between the families? Does anyone know? Why don't you ask your sources? Jesus Christ, this is fishing. You didn't use the tag, Katie. You forgot the tag. Oh, no. She's not allowed to join any court hearings due to her bullshit last time. Yeah, that's right. She went on some tirade recording something that she wasn't allowed to record and then admitted to recording it. And, like, she's not allowed to show up to anything. And it's some reporter, right? Yeah, freedom of the press! Freedom of the press! Everything is about this. Every single fucking tweet has this tag. You tell me she's not trying to ride a wave. She doesn't care. If she cared, she'd spell the person's name right. Fuck's sakes. Or at least be respectful in her coverage. If she knew how to do that. No, maybe she's doing her best. Nope, no charity. No, she gets no charity. You get no charity for this. It was funny when you were making up random bullshit about Steve and then posting screenshots that counteracted the thing you were saying. That was funny. This isn't funny. This isn't okay. This is not normal. This is not okay. God damn it. I want to show you guys something. Because, like, we've made it all the way to September 18th. This has been a month. A month of non-stop tweeting about this. I'm just looking at her Twitter, by the way. I haven't done, like, a search. This is just her Twitter. This isn't, like, I haven't looked specifically for this thing she's talking about. How far back? How far back do I have to scroll? When someone upsets you, the rational reaction would be would not be to try to destroy their life and livelihood. That would be an irrational response to a slight. Yes. Correct. Oh no. Oh, so if anybody's been watching, went and saw my Gory Knot of McCrazy's video, of whom Katie Joy is associated with. If you're not sure how she's associated with them, I definitely recommend watching my Malicious Compliance video, but as well as the recent videos about, like, just this past Dumbfuck Friday. And then please be a lovely sweetheart and remember this lovely little opinion of hers. If you're feeling stressed out or out of sorts, just hold on tight. Tomorrow is a new day. Today's fears and concerns can wash away with tomorrow's possibilities. How many lawsuits you part of? Are you sure that this is... Did we finally get it? Did we finally make it? We did. It took until September 15th for her not to be tweeting about that. September 17th. I've become consumed. Correct. I would agree with that. You have definitely become consumed. Good job. So I wanted to show you guys this real quick. I went and looked at her YouTube. I don't come over here very often. I intend to watch her videos. Shocking audio related. Same. This is about Gabby. This is about Gabby. This is about Gabby. Duggars. Gabby. Duggars. Gabby. Duggars. Gabby. Duggars. Gabby. Duggars. Gabby. Duggars. I don't know who this one is. I finally found one I don't recognize. Oh, and then this is her complaining about herself. Duggars. Whoever this person is. Duggars. God damn, Duggars. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, they made some videos about me. They're stalking me. This is harassment. Ah! God damn it. Oh no. I don't know why anybody would think that this is normal. Let's see, what's our biggest view one? This one's got 55. That one's got 63. Oh, that's Duggars. Hold on, no, this is Duggars too. Okay. Ignoring the Duggars, her biggest one for Gabby is this 26. Like, no wonder she talks about the Duggars. Like, look at the views comparatively. Okay, 26 looks like there's 30. Okay. We're gonna take this one. Wait, nope, there's 49. There's 49. Okay. We're not gonna watch her video. We're not watching her video. I don't care about that. What I want to know, what I'm curious about, is the comment section. Because I'm curious to know what the hell kind of people are supporting this absolute bonkers behavior. You need to research your stories. All police officers wear bulletproof vests every day while on duty. If the police really show up at your door, you would know this. I know this firsthand. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm so happy that's the first comment we got to read. Thank you. Thank you, Beth Armstrong. I'm on incognito mode. I can't even like it. Thank you. Yes. God damn it. I agree, they have to know where she is, or where he is. I connected to this case as an explorer and lover of national parks, and as early as 20-something women. And as an early 20-something woman, I can see myself in Gabby, absolutely. And her adventure is pretty much the exact reverse of the one I plan to do in the future. This case is insane. Thank you for talking about it. I'm thinking about this. Guys, give me your thoughts about this. Do you think Brian even made it to Florida? Only the parents and the lawyer say that he came back with the van. Do you believe he is somewhere else? I spoke with his parents, and they went and got the van and brought it back to the house? Okay. See huge amounts of speculation going on. Surprise, surprise. I think they should be charged for helping him hide. I'm so sorry about the awful false claims against you all of the time. What a waste of police time. So sad. Oh, right. Oh, we didn't get to that. I forgot that happened. Katie said that a police officer showed up at her house. I forgot about that. Where is that? That's gotta be somewhere. Oh my god. Oh, right. She was trying to cover Trisha Paytas, too. God, I cannot keep up with this woman. I cannot keep up with this woman. If it... What? She's a tough cookie. It looks like there's still like a lot of people on YouTube that just are completely oblivious. That's impressive, actually. I mean, I assume she probably actually just removed any negative comments about her. Let's mute this for a second, and I want to see the live chat. I'm just curious to know. Give me live chat. Loady, loady, load. Why you not load? Okay, well, fine. So I was looking at the subreddit too, because I kind of wanted to branch out a little bit just because of how, like, just nasty that whole nearly month of tweeting about this. Like, I'll let you guys vote in the chat. Do you guys think that she's going to tweet for this for a month plus, or do you think she's going to stop tweeting about this by the end of the month? Like by the 15th of October, which is Kyle's court date, by the way, or the 17th of October, I guess. Kyle's court date is, stop calling CPS and the police on us. Ooh, I found it. Okay. Oh god, this stupid Photoshop picture. Alright. God damn it. Stop calling CPS and police on us. Today, another false report of a woman claiming to have seen a video of me physically abusing my son. No such video like that exists. You all know you are lying. You scream at me for doxing. No, this is doxing. This is me being doxed. That's not what a dox is. That's not what a dox is. A dox is the release of private information. The police being called on you is not a dox. Although it may be inappropriate, it's not a dox. Okay. Can I open this in a new tab? Yes, okay. So there's a handful of things that are wrong with this picture. Besides the fact that I had somebody send me a in my Discord. By the way, if you're a member or a Patreon and you've joined, you get access to the Discord. If you're looking for that link to join the Discord, it is in the community tab. So if you are a part of that, or if you're going to be a part of that, or you want to be, that's where that link is. If you're a Patreon, it joins you automatically. Okay. Let's look at this for a minute. Somebody in the Discord did a search and basically like found this officer, like found this picture. If you'll notice, this blanket is doing some weird things. A lot of people were picking on the sheriff's badge, saying that the badge wasn't even the right area. This? What is this? And then there's this. Look at this. What am I looking at? What? If you took a picture, right? So you took a picture and let's say you were using the edit tool to blur things, right? You're using the edit tool to blur things out. How do you think you would get such a clean line on just the guy's feet? Look at this darker color around here. Why is that? Why is that? What is this lighter color here when it should be darker to match this? What is this? You missed a spot? Look at the lighting, too, by the way. For anybody who does art. Oof. So she also showed a, another one that was not... hey, it's that crazy lady who's... Oh, yeah. How could Katie be related to any of that nonsense? Oh god, don't get me started on them trying to talk about swatting. I can't even cover that. I cannot even. Alright, let's see if I can find the, oh, she did a stream about it. Okay, here it is. Okay, we're gonna open this and we're gonna look at this. Alright. So look at the blanket here. And then look at the blur here. If you were gonna not blur it, like, what were you doing? What? There's a cord here? Ugh. But here's the thing. Even if this was real, right? Let's take this with a, you know, but let's assume for some reason, I don't know why we would ever decide to do that, but let's assume Katie's telling the truth. Let's assume this sheriff from somewhere showed up at her house. Right? Let's make that assumption. How do you know it's CPS? Because that's not a CPS agent. How do you know it's not just a welfare check? Because you could do a welfare check on somebody. It's not swatting. Yeah, well, I just closed it, but... There's the unblurred one. You know, because I always pull up a... It's not... Dear Lord, nobody... You also can't blame everybody else because random shitty things happen to you on the internet and just... It's awfully convenient that every bad thing that ever happens to you is the fault of these other people that you pissed off by doing nothing wrong. You could do a welfare check on yourself. Yes, you could. Does anybody know if Katie actually ended up bothering to get her vaccination, since she was bitching about how these people don't really care about their kid? Otherwise, they wouldn't have lawyers because somehow that's connected. You would think somebody with a medically fragile child would care about getting the COVID vaccine, especially somebody who went around being like fighting anti-vaxxers back in the day, right? Duggars. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole. I will say this again. YouTubers like Nate the lawyer are fickle. When I could provide him info, he was in my DMs. 3 weeks ago, he told me how impressed he was with my channel and success. He said I inspired him to make more content. When he got heat for supporting me, he flipped. He's flipped on me at least 2 times. He won't go with whatever direction the views and sub go. It's a pretty obvious exaggeration and lie to call me the most hated when that's not remotely true. But whatever, he might be kissing my ass next week. Auntie Lizzie makes a good point. If somebody did call CPS, why would only a police officer show up? Oh yeah, they wouldn't. Correct. Yeah, that's not how that works. Oh, this is the thing that people are questioning about whether or not Katie broke the NDA. And if I'm not mistaken, Emily D. Baker has already covered this. And if I recall correctly now, I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit because I don't remember because it was a while ago. This was from September 10th. That from what Emily had seen, she's not sure how this would not be breaking an NDA. So if she gets another lawsuit from Toddy, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I mean, she finally gets out of one, and then she's into the one with Steve and the one with whatever goes on with Todd Chrisley, and then like 3 or 4 others of whatever's going on, and then Toddy jumps back in to be like, yeah, but fuck you anyway. I think enough people have probably covered that. Today, my dogs got their normal vaccinations and vet check. Oh. I told my sons that the dogs got their shots. His response, they got their shots for coronavirus? That's great. Sadly, I had to break it to him that dogs don't get the shot for coronavirus. He's so woke. I feel sad for the day that that child gets access to the internet and sees that his whole life is just I looked out the window and my son saw a rainbow, I saw a rainbow. I pointed out to my son and said, "Oh, look, a rainbow. It means God loves us." And my son said, "Well, actually, it's the refraction of light in the atmosphere." He's so woke. I absolutely love when misogynistic and homophobic pastors tell me to stay in my lane and not discuss problematic, disturbing beliefs espoused by John MacArthur. It makes me want to drive outside the lane even more. Can you do us a favor and not considering your false Me Too allegations? Can you do me a favor and not? Just don't. Do you even know? I feel like Katie doesn't have a lane. Her lane is, where's the... You know in Mario when there's like strings of coins? It's that. She's just in whatever place is gonna be like the longest string of coins. September 21st, she doxed a nurse saying she owned the car. Yes, the car and the VIN number. I saw that. Am I the only creator that intentionally tries to edit out any time I smack my lips? I mean, it doesn't really work when you do lives, but sure. Get better friends! Katie, why do you have me blocked? I want to follow this and retweet that shit. She's not in a lane, she's in a ditch. Well, fair. Fair. At the direction of my legal team, I will be making no more comments about pending litigation. I only ask that no one involved in any of this harass any of the law firms involved in the situation. Both sides are represented and neither firm deserves any form of harassment. Thanks. Were people calling the number that your paperwork, that letter you sent to everybody, were people calling that and saying, hey, what's going on with this? Because that's not harassment, if that's what you're referring to. It's sad when you realize a lot of people don't know who you are, but rather an image of what someone else wants them to believe of you. Then when they analyze or watch you, they only see that image, a false narrative. Has Katie Joy ever considered, like, taking the tweets that are like this and making a book? Like, write like a get some ravens on it and put some, like, inspirational quote pictures in there. I can't. I mean, everybody has their times where they just kind of stop and reflect on their life, but, you know, I don't engage or have friendships with other YouTubers anymore. I've learned that many will use you for content. I don't like friendships that can flip when I become the hot topic. It's happened too many times where I've trusted someone only to find out they just wanted content. Letty says, people are harassing the number I asked them to call. Oh no. I will not be speaking about anything legally. I only want people to stop this insanity. When it happens to me, it's wonderful, but then the same thing happens to them. I'm a bad person. I cannot win no matter what I do. What I want is the intense and excessive harassment to end. P.S. When have I ever been able to silence anyone? Never. Hey, listen, just because you failed doesn't mean you didn't try. Well, hold on, those are different things. That's not how any of this even works. Grow up, grow a spine, gain some maturity, and realize that sometimes in life, things happen that are not fun, but they happen. Responsibilities cannot be ignored. Have you tried sending that message to your buddy Kyle who keeps skipping out on court dates? Could you send that tweet to Kyle and his friends and yourself for helping Kyle avoid, cause like, guys, somebody paid his bail and then somebody paid his bail again. Is he gonna? Maybe you should ask Steve to delete these tweets for you, because they're kind of embarrassing. So many people complaining about me silencing them are the same people that have tried to deplatform, demonetize, and set up petitions to remove me from social media. They've cheered on bogus lawsuits that violate freedom of speech. No one is being silenced, period. This is what it looks like when you do something to try to be intimidating, and it would be intimidating if you were intimidating. But because you're not, and everybody laughs at you, and to the point where like Truth Sloop makes a diss track, and Red's Rhetoric does some parody songs, and now there's basically a whole album. Oh, mine's coming out on Monday, by the way. There's not going to be a Judgment Call tomorrow because Steve is moving, but I have my KJ parody song coming out tomorrow at the usual time that Judgment Call is at, so that'll be 2 p.m. If you're interested. Hit that little bell, hit that subscribe, pew pew pew, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Is your wife a goer? I can't. Like, this is funny. KJ, just stay in the funny lane. Stay in the lane where you're funny. Don't start trying to monetize people's... What was the phrase? Trauma is not tea? These actions greatly harmed my business. Oh, okay, let's see what this is. Thank you everyone for your support and kind messages related to the lawsuit. I cannot speak specifically about the case. I am suing for injurious falsehoods for false statements that were made to private third parties from working with me or to consume my content. These actions greatly harmed my business as multiple creators were influenced to not associate with me based upon false statements made about me. We know of multiple creators that went after me because of these lies. This is why evidence preservation is critical. Thanks. Hey, yeah, don't forget that any comment in this live stream, according to that letter, could be used for something in something. Probably. Because it might be related. Because anything related to that thing that we have no information on could be considered Oh, that letter, I killed me. Whoops. Calling out COVID deniers. Yeah, do that. Anti-vet, yeah. Denying COVID is stupid. Today would be a good day to file a 6-figure countersuit. Alright. Yo. Remember this. Remember that this is 6 figures, because when I get around to covering one, as soon as this shit goes public and I get to cover it, I want to know how many figures it is. Remember, it's supposed to be 6. 6 figures. Right? Something about donating, GoFundMe, delicious dinner with my parents. Oh, that's nice that you had some time with your parents. I guess there's somebody in the world that has to like you. Oof. Someone once told me if you've done nothing wrong, there's no reason to fear a lawsuit or a legal request. Take note. That would be why nobody gave a shit about your preservation notice and we all thought it was funny. That would be why nobody cared. Everybody took your advice, Katie. Nobody gave a shit. The same people that are screaming that I'm trying to silence them are the ones that have actively tried to silence me for years. They've called for my deplatforming, encouraged lawsuits that dampen freedom of speech, and participated in those lawsuits. Hold the same energy. Katie, people reporting on you is the same as you reporting on anyone else. Means that they should be following about the same standard that you don't hold yourself to, which is verifying your sources, which is verifying your information and actually presenting facts. And you can give opinion, you can, but you gotta be clear and not make up bullshit about people like, you know, Savage Minnow. And you. Oh yeah. These conspiracies are idiotic and ridiculous. He does specialize in estate legislation, but does all kinds of litigation, including what I'm suing for. Really? Because that's not what it said on his thing. Believe me or don't, the letters are valid, and those that receive them are responsible to abide by them or face sanctions. Katie, I'm in Canada. Katie, I'm in Canada. That's all. There's not really anything else to say about this. I really do feel bad for whatever lawyer takes her on ever. I would not be surprised to see her lawyer, like either withdraw or recuse himself or whichever one it has to be. I would not be surprised to see. Actually, you know what? Vote in the chat. Side chat. I'm also going to put a vote on the community tab. 1 in the chat if you think that her lawyer's gonna stick this through. 2 in the chat, or if you think he's gonna have to withdraw. 1 in the chat if you think the lawyer makes it to the end. 2 in the chat if you don't think he's gonna make it. Poor guy. I'm voting 2. I don't think this poor guy knows what he's gotten himself into, and he's probably starting to figure it out. I don't know, probably like 2 weeks ago or so, he's probably like, oh shit. When he started getting phone calls from everybody being like, hey, so I got this letter from your firm. Okay. So I was looking at the subreddit, and like, can you not correct your caption? That's in poor taste. Ugh. Oh, that's a lot of 2s. She was originally from New York, but her mom and brother are still in New York. She lived in Florida. Her dad also lived in Florida. She got the location wrong. This subreddit is like just on point with everything. They get everything, man. This was funny. I saw this picture and I got a doctor, detective, lawyer. You know, put her as a elite hacker. Somebody's got to add like sunglasses to her and like a trench coat. KJ Roundup, spending most of her time on Instagram and Facebook. Yup. Oh god, cause of course it's Menace. Cause of course. Oh no, did he get a letter of preservation too? Oh no. Oh, tomorrow she's gonna say that Dog the Bounty Hunter came to her house. Oh god, that's an appropriate title. Oh hey, KG gets really excited over super chats. I recognize this channel. Wait a minute. Hold up. Yeah, I know, right, Puck? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, I recognize this channel. Hold on. This is our newest cult member. I'm not gonna play her video. You should go check out her video if you want to see her videos. They're right here. Here you go. But there was one that I did see that I was like, wait, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. And it had to do with exposing Katie Joy's stalkers. I'll play this little one just to give you guys a feel. Because I was like, wait a minute.
So I just wanted to come on because I have like disgusting news. This girl, she is my stalker. She's like Adrian. She's my pizza predator. And she makes like hundreds of videos about me. She talks about me every single day. She's obsessed with me. Like, who makes multiple videos about someone? It's disgusting. So I wanted to show you. So maybe you can like report her channel. Or go to her
Wait a sec.
TikTok and like spam her chat and say like, I sent you here. Okay, guys. Bye.
Hold up. That's me. Is this the way I managed to get onto Reddit as like as a tertiary? Like 3 or 4 videos removed. Oh, it's brilliant. Brilliant. Oh yes, Llama Girl. So if you want somebody who does a better job at tracking Katie on Twitter than I do on this, because I took like a bit of a break from covering KJ for like 2 weeks, I think, because it got so absurd with when the letter came. I wasn't covering what she had said directly. I was looking at the letter, and the week after that, I was talking about something else. I don't even remember what I was talking about. But you should go watch it so you can find out what I was talking about. But Llama Girl does such a good job of keeping track of like how what like look at this. And Llama Girl's right. So yeah, shout out to Llama Girl for sure. One Warped Angel for $19.99 for Puck. Aw, thank you. I will give him boop. Here, Puck, get a boop. Boop. Good boy. I just don't like that. Like I was saying, how long did it take us to scroll down to get to where she wasn't talking about this and wasn't using it in her tags? So awful and upsetting to read. Do we even really want to see it? Do we really even want? I'll show it. I'm not gonna read it out loud. Like I said, it's just this. What are the tags? Oh, so shocking. Surprise, surprise. Oh, look, all of her merch. Surprise, surprise. Like, if I was a dick, right? If I was a super duper asshole and wanted to make money, right? I could have put these names in my tags because KJ's talking about them so much. They're not, and they're not gonna be there. But you guys should totally buy a shirt because fuck KJ. I know we didn't see Dog yelling or screaming, but who knows how Roberta perceived it? What the fuck? Hey, listen, I know you guys that we saw this in the video or didn't see this in the video, but we don't know how that person perceived it. They might have thought that was the case. There was a lot of commotion when he was around the house. Dog didn't seem rude at all. I just find it odd she'd call 911 in this case, but not when Brian returned home without Gabby. What do you think? Follower social medias, clips obtained, fair use copyright notwithstanding previous sanctions. Why would anybody ever not want her to be on social media? I don't know. I can't imagine why people might be upset and be suing her for having no tact whatsoever. How come you didn't tag Dog the Bounty Hunter? Like, of all the things, like, you didn't tag that? Alright. Let's see what KJ said in one or two things, and then we'll probably wrap up. Oh god. She went on a thing. We're not gonna watch this whole thing. Let's see what she said about Todd, because that's more interest. That's like less disgusting to me than talking about the dead.
For 25 years. If he doesn't take a plea deal, the judge already said that he's basically eligible for 25 years in prison.
That's not loud enough. Hold on.
If he doesn't take a plea deal, the judge already said that he's basically eligible for 25 years in prison. I'm not going to be commenting any further about any of this, to be honest. I don't find it serves me, and it's just unfortunately a distraction. So again, I'm just going to wish.
Yeah, I certainly imagine your lawsuits are a distraction.
The best to everyone and hope they have a wonderful life. Josh is the devil, she says. Yes. All right, you guys. So we are at an
All right, you guys. So
hour. I have lost my mods for the night, and yeah, the plea deal was, they said they wouldn't commit to it, but it was going to be around 10 years, I think they said. Yeah. So with plea deals with the government, you have mandatory.
I do not trust a single word she says about plea deals in the government. There's no way. There's no way. Source, citation, there's a reason. Okay. I am very specific about the way I run things around here, if you've noticed. If you kind of look around, there's stuff going on. Chat's up there, so if anybody ends up getting timed out later, you can still see whatever the fuck dumb shit they said that got them timed out. There's this whole bit of the screen right here, which is all the shit I'm talking about that you guys can see, which you can then look up and verify yourselves, so that way you guys don't have to rely on just the thing I said as I sit here and just talk and take up the whole screen. Dear Lord. Who tells the public what a plea deal is before it's offered in court? Yeah, good question. Good question. I wonder why she doesn't want to talk about all the lawsuits she's getting slammed with. It makes sense. It's like, is she actually gonna finally listen to a lawyer and shut the fuck up? But I cannot wait. I cannot wait until these things go public. I think that's where I'm gonna end today because there's a lot of disgusting shit in here. But I will be covering the Steve McRae versus Katie suit and countersuit whenever they get filed, assuming that they don't settle. If they do, I mean, she could settle. But if she's countersuing him, I don't think that's going to be the case. I have some thoughts, but I want to keep them a little bit quiet until I actually get those papers in my hands, my little goblin hands, so I can actually read them to see what they say, because they're not public yet. So until they're public, it's going to be hard. And I'll make sure to let all of you guys know, because that letter was addressed to everybody who's ever commented on a KJ video, on a video of KJ's, on another video about KJ. May all be party in this lawsuit for having to, like, hold on and preserve. You're all on notice. You're all on notice. So make sure you don't delete anything. And if you have any questions, you call the lawyer in the law firm. But once those get filed, I want to read through them and see what is and is not, and what we're gonna see, what we're not gonna see, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, what evidence they have, if it ends up being publicly available evidence. I mean, to be honest, when you have like a case for defamation per se like this, which is one of the things that people got wrong about the case between Steve and KJ, and talking about whether or not you need to prove damage, it's per se. Steve is suing for defamation per se, which means you don't have to show damages. Shocking, I know. But I'm really looking forward to reading it, and because it's a defamation per se, it's all stuff that has to have been said basically in public. And considering that KJ was just, when she first got service from Steve, was just spamming it. If you watched like episode 1 and episode 2, where she was just throwing out like, oh, I have this on you, and I have this on you, and I have this on you. And it's like, what? You're just gonna show. And then she started begging people for information. I'm sure the evidence, although it may not be publicly available like in an affidavit format, will be able to look up and look into one way or another. But I'm gonna wrap that up here. KJ is kind of gross, just a little bit, kind of super a lot gross for all this. I wonder if we're gonna end up with a player 3 and the Duggars decide to sue her ass. That'd be kind of hilarious. But I'm gonna take off. Thanks for coming. This was depressing. I know there wasn't really kind of a tidy wrap up like we normally have on these ones. We just kind of have to stop because, like, I don't want to encourage this. There's a reason it's not tagged, but if you're tuning in to KJ looking for like facts on a case, I would recommend not, and maybe actually just look into the case through more reliable means, and maybe not encourage her, because this is just worse and gross, and nope. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that fun shit. Join the Discord if you want by becoming a member. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the support. I gotta go and have a shower because after seeing that made me feel dirty. Puck, do you want to have a bath? Do you want to have a bath? No, he does not. All right. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna take off. Maybe get some food. Join me next time. I'll be back next week, and hopefully this will be less depressing. Or next week we're gonna find out she's still talking about this shit, and I'm gonna cry. Tune in, hit the bell, by the way, and tune in on Monday for my contribution to the Fuck You Katie Joy album, which maybe will be... I'm trying to convince people to agree to post them on Spotify, but, you know, whatever. We'll see what happens. I'll talk to you all later. Have a good night. I gotta get out of here. Bye.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.